Hey everybody, having another video today. Let's see, I'm going to talk about hypotheses and errors, and then I still owe you guys an assumptions and conditions video that will probably come out tomorrow. I'm just wiped for the day. So here's what I don't know. I might get around to assumptions and conditions. We'll see. Okay, so we write a hypothesis. It looks like this. Nothing special. HA is always something special. And I like kind of special. Whereas this is like nothing special, period. Okay. So for any test, you got an alpha level, and this is chance. We observe difference as big or greater due to sampling variability, right? We also now have like a conditional probability construction of this. Chance to reject H naught given that H naught is actually true. Okay. We also have something called specificity, 1 minus alpha. Specificity. 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 So this is the opposite. And by opposite, I mean we're going to accept H naught when H naught is true. So corresponding to a probability of fail to reject, given that we should have failed to reject. Okay. This is specificity. This is good news. This is type 1 error. This is bad news. Okay, a couple other things. Beta. Probably my worst beta of the day. Betas. That is the chance that I fail to reject the null when I should have. Probability fail to reject when I should have rejected. In other words, H naught is false. Okay. This is a type 2 error. Also, bad news. That guy looks like he's smirking more than crying. Oh well. Okay, but what's the good news in that case? So if in reality H naught is false, the good news is that maybe we reject when we should have rejected the null hypothesis. We correctly rejected the false null hypothesis. There we go. Excuse me. Okay, so let's do a shorthand for this, right? The mistake not mistake table, we'll call it. So we have reality hanging out up here, and we have our choice hanging out here. And yeah, you can't change reality. So when we start toggling between decisions here, we're going to toggle on the we're going to toggle up and down the rows, right? Not across the columns when we're messing with reality there, right? We can't touch that. So if H naught was true, but we rejected it, that's type 1, corresponding with alpha level. And then if we failed to reject when we should have failed to reject, that's the correct decision. So 1 minus alpha specificity. Okay, if we rejected H naught and it was in fact false, check. That's good news. That's a 1 minus beta there. Good news. Smiley face. Cool hair. Cool hair, dude. All right. And here's beta down here. This is type 2. Failed to reject H naught. I'm sorry, H naught is false, but we failed to reject it. Bad news. Bad news bears, man. Oh, this one's not so good either. Okay. I don't know why I spent so much time drawing smiley faces, but there it is, right? So let's run through some scenarios. H naught, we'll say P is equal to 0.5, HA, P's not equal to 0.5. Okay, and say we do a test, and the p-value we get is 0.02, and we're using alpha equals 0.05 here. So we are below our alpha level, so we reject the null hypothesis. So conclusion, reject null. And some people might go so far as say in favor of accepting the alternative. Okay. Excuse me. So, okay, that is our conclusion. We rejected the null. What if we were wrong to reject the null? So we're up here somewhere, right? We're in rejection land. If we were right, we were in the power side of things. If we're wrong, we're in the type 1 error side of things. So a question on the test might be, do a hypothesis test, reject null. Then it says, but what if you were wrong? The answer to that would be type 1 error. What kind of error would you make if you were wrong? Type 1 error. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one there. You might also ask, what does a type 2 error mean in this case? And that would mean that we had failed to reject the null when it was in fact false. So what does that mean in English? That means we concluded that the proportion was in fact 0.5. So we're calling it true when it's false. When it's not. So there's some English conclusions to go with that. Okay, so I tried to keep this ultra general. I tried to hit type 1, type 2, and the power. Because if I feel like if I do a specific, a more specific example here, you're going to get stuck in the details. And so what I want you guys to do is watch this, look at this example, then do some specific homework problems and see if you can fit these. And if you can't, email me and I'll do some specific problems as soon as my voice comes back. Thanks, everyone. It's a little shorter than I wanted it to be, but I can't talk anymore right this second.